What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Last night was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect the WNBA.
You know that moment when your own teammate literally can't stand watching you play anymore? Well, that's exactly what happened to Angel Reese during the Sky's devastating loss to the Liberty. While Reese was busy missing layup after layup, cameras caught Kamilla Cardoso physically distancing herself from the group. Every time Reese touched the ball, the body language was brutal. And it's all on tape. Is this the end of Reese and the Chicago Sky? Let us know down in the comments below. If you think the Sky should trade Reese away, let's go today.
Chicago Sky are already imploding from within. Fans are turning on the team. Kamilla Cardoso, oh no. Free Kamilla Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor.
The Chicago Sky just made WNBA history, and trust me, this isn't the kind of record you want your name attached to. Through their first 2 games of the season, they posted a negative 60-point differential. Let's be real, that number sounds bad, but in WNBA terms, it's absolutely catastrophic. No team in league history has ever started a season this poorly. We're talking about a franchise that went from playoff hopes to complete disaster in just 48 minutes of basketball.
Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to really make it sound awful. No, she was bad. 0 of 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible showing.
You know what a minus 60 differential actually means? It means you're getting blown out by an average of 30 points per game in a league where most games are decided by single digits. The Sky are losing by margins that make you question if they belong on the same court as their opponents. Other historically bad WNBA starts pale in comparison to this train wreck. The worst previous 12 start was around minus 40, making Chicago's performance 20 points worse than anything we've seen before.
Chicago Sky fans are officially going to war. They can't stand Tyler Marsh. Let's start here. Worst plus minus in all of the WNBA is, in fact, you guessed it, Angel Reese. 9 out of the 14, bottom 14 are Chicago players. How is Angel running point guard going? 5 turnovers, 0 assists. I don't see Tyler Marsh winning the Coach of the Year.
This wasn't supposed to happen. The Sky entered the season with legitimate playoff expectations after trading for Ariel Atkins during the offseason. The plan was simple: pair Atkins shooting with Angel Reese's rebounding and create a team that could compete for a postseason spot. Instead, they've created a situation where fans are already calling for changes just 2 games into the year. The contrast between those preseason hopes and this brutal reality couldn't be starker.
I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago Bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water. Hey y'all, it's me, Angel Reese. I'm dedicating this season to victory. I'm struggling to understand the end destination of this journey. I'm struggling to understand the winning that Angel Reese is talking about, because 2 games into the season, the Chicago Bravado are losing by an average of 30 points. They're getting their ass kicked.
This wasn't supposed to happen. The Sky entered the season with legitimate playoff expectations after trading for Ariel Atkins during the offseason. The plan was simple: pair Atkins shooting with Angel Reese's rebounding and create a team that could compete for a postseason spot. Instead, they've created a situation where fans are already calling for changes just 2 games into the year. The contrast between those preseason hopes and this brutal reality couldn't be starker.
The Sky's minus 60-point diff is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history. It's real bad. And of course, last night we saw this, of course, is the stat patter extraordinaire. Of course, this was Angel Reese. She got blocked, I don't know how many times, by Jonquel Jones, who just wore her ass out. By the way, all them blocks when she got the ball back, that's an offensive rebound. Certainly may be the most embarrassing WNBA clip of all time. It's up there, unfortunately. For Angel Reese, there's many of those over time.
These numbers don't lie, and they paint a picture of a team that's broken at every level. When you're shooting this poorly while giving up record-setting performances to opponents, you're not just having a rough stretch, you're experiencing a complete system failure. The offensive struggles are obvious, but defensive breakdowns are equally concerning. Teams that fail this spectacularly this early usually see internal tensions start to boil over. That's exactly what happened during the Liberty disaster, when players watch their teammates miss shot after shot while opponents celebrate record-breaking nights. Frustration builds quickly. The cameras caught every moment of that tension, and what they revealed about the team's chemistry will shock you. We'll get to Cardoso's reaction in a bit, but first, how bad really was Angel Ree last night against the New York Liberty? One of the worst games she's played as a professional. Takes that out on the referees. Angel Reese went completely scoreless from the field against the Liberty, missing all 8 of her shot, but that goose egg represents just the tip of the iceberg when you look at her offensive struggles through the first 2 games. She's shooting an abysmal 5 of 22 from the field overall, which translates to a shooting percentage that would make even high school coaches cringe. These aren't difficult shots. Either we're talking about missed opportunities that should be automatic for any professional player.
Are you starting to understand why I make fun of this league? Are you starting to understand why the WNBA struggles to draw an audience based on the product on the court? There are missed shots, bad plays, but in the NBA, missed layups are the exception, not the norm. Last night, Angel Reese played 27 minutes. Angel Reese had 12 rebounds, with 8 coming on the offensive end. 8 offensive rebounds. Angel Reese went 0 for 8 from the field and scored 2 points. 2 points in 27 minutes.
Where she's converted just 4 of 17 shots from within 5 feet of the basket. That's a 23.5% shooting percentage on layups and close-range attempts. You know what that means? She's missing 3 out of every 4 shots when she's practically standing under the basket. Against the Liberty, fans watched in disbelief as she botched multiple layups that left her own teammates shaking their heads on the sidelines.
This is all part of the myth that I'm supposed to believe that Angel Reese is some great player, that she's the rival of Caitlin Clark, and that Indiana Fever fans taunted her with racial taunts, and people are actually believing it, buying it, and selling it. It's all a myth and a lie, and you have to be a part of some religious cult to actually believe that Angel Reese is some sort of effective, big-time basketball superstar.
The turnover situation makes everything worse. Reese is currently leading the entire WNBA with 10 turnovers through just 2 games. Every time she touches the ball, there's a genuine chance she's going to give it away to the other team. These aren't just simple mistakes either. We're talking about careless passes and lost dribbles that create easy scoring opportunities for opponents. Her teammates are watching possessions disappear because their supposed star player can't hold on to the basketball. When you compare Reese's offensive efficiency to other forwards around the league, the numbers reveal just how far below average she's performing. Most WNBA forwards shoot around 45% from the field, while Reese is sitting at 22.7%. That gap isn't just concerning, it's historically bad for a player with her expectations and role on the team. The bench.
Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
The viral moment that had everyone talking showed Reese missing multiple layups in succession, even after grabbing her own offensive rebounds. Fans on social media couldn't believe what they were watching. One fan tweeted, "Is this real or looped somehow?" highlighting just how absurd the sequence looked. The clip sparked immediate accusations of stat padding, with critics questioning whether she was more focused on getting rebounds than actually making shots.
Angel Reese can rebound and has an attitude and has trolled Caitlin Clark into some sort of relevance. And there's this racial protection of Angel Reese. Somehow she's important, and somehow anything that bad happens to her, because I'm sure what we're going to hear is like, well, she's struggling offensively because of all the stress she's dealing with. She's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark, and by trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark, and by jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face, and is going to end in embarrassing
These offensive struggles aren't happening in a vacuum when your star player shoots 0 for 8 in a home game while missing gimme layups. Team chemistry starts to fracture. You can see the frustration building on the bench as teammates watch scoring opportunities evaporate when players start losing confidence in their teammates' ability to convert easy shots. The entire offensive system breaks down, and that's exactly what cameras caught happening with Kamilla Cardoso during a Liberty game.
Person who should be throwing temper tantrums on the Chicago Sky, that person should be this woman right here. That person should be Kamilla Cardoso. Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch. Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla Cardoso.
The cameras caught everything during that Liberty disaster, and what they revealed about Kamilla Cardoso's frustration will make you question the SU's entire team chemistry. Every time Angel Reese touched the ball and missed another shot, Cardoso physically moved away from the group on the bench. This wasn't subtle body language either. She was literally distancing herself from her teammates while watching the offensive meltdown unfold in real time.
If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I am upset with how this offense is looking. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still need to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA. The Angel Reese shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss experiment. Okay, this is where Kamilla Cardoso, look, pass it out. Look at Kamilla Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here. Pass it out. Kick it out. Let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same shot over and over and over and over again?
Cardoso's reaction during the third quarter was especially telling after Reese missed her third consecutive shot attempt. You could see Cardoso's shoulders drop as she shifted her position on the bench. She went from sitting with the team to creating visible space between herself and the other players. For a player who's respected around the league for her professionalism, this kind of public display of frustration speaks volumes about how broken things really are in Chicago.
Reports came out that Kamilla Cardoso was sold on the Tyler Marsh signing. Rumor came out that Kamilla Cardoso wasn't excited, wasn't too pleased with how Teresa Weatherspoon was using her last year. So when she heard Tyler Marsh, when she got a sniff of Tyler Marsh possibly coming on board, they talked, laid out the game plan. Kamilla Cardoso was bought in. Kamilla Cardoso was drinking the Kool-Aid, eating what Tyler Marsh was feeding her. But again, sold a fake bill of goods.
Cardoso doesn't usually show emotion like this during games. She's built a reputation as someone who stays composed regardless of what's happening on the court. When a player with that kind of temperament can't hide her disappointment on live television, you know the situation has reached a breaking point. The fact that fans could clearly see her frustration means it was impossible to miss. The veteran point guard Courtney Vanderloot didn't sugarcoat the team's problems. When talking to reporters after the game, she stated, "A lot of them are just dumb plays offensively. We haven't found a groove yet, a little out of rhythm. It will come with time. We have to work on our chemistry." Offensively, Vanderloot also pointed out their spacing issues, saying, "We are trying to figure out spacing. We haven't figured out how we can position our post players so it benefits us."
Part about this Kamilla Cardoso last night is you seeing her visibly giving up on her team here. Look at this. Look at this. Kamilla Cardoso literally walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Like, hey, Brianna, Sabrina, scoot over a little bit. Let me take a seat. Hey, Sandy, is there any room on the bench for me? Can you guys use an extra player? Can I switch jerseys and see how I fit on this team?
These aren't the words of a team that's confident in their system or their teammates when your veteran leader is calling plays dumb and admitting the team can't figure out basic positioning. You're looking at a locker room where frustration is boiling over. The lack of cohesion is creating a toxic environment where players are getting in each other's way instead of working together. Successful WNBA teams rally around struggling players. During tough stretches, they find ways to create easier shots and maintain positive energy. On the bench, the Sky are doing the exact opposite. Their body Language shows a team that's given up on each other just 2 games into the season. When teammates can't hide their frustration on live TV, the problems run much deeper than missed shots. Meanwhile, across the league, another team is showing exactly how chemistry should work when adversity strikes.
Bravado don't need skilled players throughout their roster. They have Angel Reese. According to the media, Angel Reese is the equivalent of Caitlin Clark. Prepare yourself to be mesmerized at the elite athleticism of Angel Reese.
While the Sky are falling apart on national television, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever just showed everyone how a real team responds to adversity. After losing to the Atlanta Dream earlier in the week, the Fever immediately regrouped and came back to dominate Atlanta in their rematch. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement about what happens when players actually support each other instead of creating distance on the bench. I'm proud
of our fight, the toughness that we showed, our ability to stay together. Our bench was really engaged in every timeout and in every huddle. We were all engaged.
The Fever's response to that initial loss reveals everything you need to know about their team chemistry. Instead of pointing fingers or showing frustration with teammates, they use the defeat as motivation to get better. You could see players like Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell rallying around Clark. During timeouts and between plays, when Clark faced pressure from Atlanta's defense, her teammates were right. They're creating space and finding ways to get her clean.
Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are the real deal. That's what it does look like. It looks like these two off the bench, you can name whoever you want. These two ladies off the bench are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA, hands down. Hands down, these two are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA off the bench. They bring the energy, they bring the heat, they're able to score, they play defense.
Let's be real about the performance gap between these two supposed stars. Despite a relatively off night, Clark still dropped 11.6 assists and grabbed 4 rebounds. Compare that to Reese's 0 for 8 disaster, where she couldn't buy a bucket from anywhere on the court. Clark's performance wasn't just about individual numbers either. She created opportunities for her teammates and kept the offense flowing smoothly throughout the game. The difference in offensive systems tells the whole story. Indiana's coaching staff has built a system that creates clean driving lanes and open shots for their players. The spacing works because everyone understands their role and executes it properly. Chicago's offense looks cramped and dysfunctional because players are getting in each other's way instead of working together. When Van der Loot admits they can't figure out basic positioning, the system is